Alright guys and gals, it's Rob Litton here from drumstheword.com, bringing you another full video drum lesson. Today I'm going to show you how to play You Oughta Know by Alanis Morissette, drummed by Matt Laug, and then later performed live with the tub-thumping, gurneying maniac himself, Taylor Hawkins, as a cool little fact to know. Also Flea from the Chili Peppers played bass on this track, so loads and loads of cool people playing on this. One of my favourites from the 90s as well. So the tempo is 105 BPM, we've got the intro, and the first thing I want to do is get my excuses out of the way. Like a lot of the songs on this album, a lot of Alanis songs, there's a lot of electronic samples going on in the background, overlaying the acoustic drums. Some tracks don't have any acoustic drums on. This one does have acoustic drums. They actually come in around the pre-chorus, which we get onto halfway down the first page. So what I've got for you on this chart, and I had to sort of think about it, is an interpretation of the electronic drum parts and how you as a live drummer would play it. Now I've also got Taylor Hawkins to watch. There's a really cool video on YouTube of Elias playing on the Dave Letterman show. And that gives me a good idea of what Taylor was thinking when he was playing it live. And he adds loads of ghost notes in, he adds extra bass drum notes in. So I had sort of an idea of how a drummer would approach it live, but then I also want to make sure that we keep to the original song. This is a part of my lessons, is what they're all about, is teaching how to play the songs on the record. So I've come up with like a quasi combination for some parts where it's half what you'd want to play live and then half sticking close to the actual recording, and then it's up to you to sort of interpret that and change things around and add your own bits and take bits out depending on what you want to do. But I'll explain each section as we go through. So the first thing I've got here is the intro. Note, the intro below features this pattern played with brushes, but it's played with sticks live. So here's our first interpretation. On the recording, they're using brushes, and the right hand is going to be, or the left hand, depending on which way round you play, it's just sweeping across the drum, playing 16th notes. 1 E-ender, 2 E-ender, 3 E-ender, 4 E-ender. The left hand sort of plays beats 2 and 4. Those accents there are falling on beat 2 and 4, and the and the E of 2. 1 E-ender, 2 E-ender, 3 E-ender, 4 E-ender, 1 E-ender, 2 E-ender, 3 E-ender, 4 E-ender. I've written them as accents on the chart, but really they're not played very loudly at all. In fact, the best not to play it as rim shots, play it in the centre of the drum. The other way you could play it with brushes would be how I'm going to show you how to play it with sticks, and this is how Taylor played it live. It's just single strokes, right, left, right, left. So you can see the and the E of beat 3 there are played with the left hand. 1 E-ender, 2 E-ender, 3 E-ender, 4 E-ender, 1 E-ender, 2 E-ender, 3 E-ender, 4 E-ender. It's very important you keep those sticks down low for those non-accented notes, so it's nice and quiet. So don't play with accent rim shots for the accents. Play it in the centre of the drum nice and quiet, or a little bit quiet, a little bit louder than what you're playing with the rest of the notes. Like that. So that's how Taylor plays it, but like I said, on the recording, it's actually played with brushes, and if you're really, really quick, then you can sort of go from the brushes to the sticks as we go into verse 1, but that's not how Taylor played it. He played it just on the snare drum using sticks, which I think is absolutely acceptable. Sounds just as good.